Good morning. I'm in Stockholm today because I got invited by Epidemic Sound to come over, meet one of their artists, and take a behind the scenes look of what it takes to create the music that we use on a daily basis. And I think this is such a cool experience to take you along so we really get an understanding of who these people are, what they do, and just their creative process. Also, happy International Women's Month.
Oh, look who it is!
Hello. Great job.
Hey, this is what roadies do.
If it works, right?
It works.
Are you ready to start?
Yeah! I am Mimi Bangora, and I'm a singer and songwriter at Epidemic Sound. Being an artist at Epidemic is really cool. I feel like I have a lot of freedom to do like my own thing, and it's not super focused on like having to have a certain amount of streams or stuff like that. There's a lot of fun collaborations to do as well at Epidemic because there's so many amazing artists. Music to me means a lot, I think. It feels very kind of natural to me to be making music. It's such a big part of my everyday life. Even when I'm not like making music, I always listen to music. There's always music around, and I think I grew up like that as well, just always having music being a part of like life. Making music is a lot of intuition for me, I think. I just kind of have to go with the flow. I don't have a plan when I start. It all just kind of somehow comes together. I feel like people always ask me like, how did you write this song? And I don't remember when it's done. I'm always like, I don't remember how I started. I think it's a lot of trial and error, and you just have to like try something, start over, scrap, do new things, and somehow it all comes together in the end. Music is definitely a coping mechanism, I think. If there's a difficult time where you're struggling with something, I think it definitely helps to have music around. Whatever music you're listening to, you get in a different kind of vibe. So I would say very much it affects how I feel, what music I'm listening to. Music definitely is a male-dominated business, and probably more like specific, I would say production is very male dominated. To make the industry more accessible to women and feel more inviting, I think we need to continue to hire more women, and just on all different kinds of positions. Maybe companies need to take a chance on like more kind of unestablished, for example, like producers and stuff, because I think that there's obviously a lot more male producers that people kind of know of, but I think maybe you need to like give someone unestablished a chance just to get more people in there and give people a chance to like learn as they go. For me, like I have my A&R who's a woman, and that's been really nice to have her to kind of relate to and just always talk about everything. Now that I work in music, I feel very kind of comfortable in this space, and it feels very inviting to me. And I wish I would have known that before, that it can be a really positive experience being a woman in this space.
Perfect!
Yeah.
You did! Yes!
Personally, it isn't super
Hola!
important to get it in, so it's just...
The manager's back.
The manager! Oh!
Now we're going to the playroom.
The playroom?
Oh yeah. It's some fun stuff.
It's a fun stuff. I've been in this room, but I didn't know it was a playroom. For me, it's just like the most overwhelming thing as a creator. It's just that you have to do everything yourself. So having someone like Julia sounds amazing.
It is.
Just to
Really
be,
is.
just the idea that you're working with someone else.
I really am so thankful for that, because it really is tricky to do all that on your own. It's hard to be like objective about your own stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can't. So it's really nice to have someone give their feedback and input.
Can you force that inspiration or that creativity? Because that's something
That's
like
the
sometimes
tricky
I sit
part,
down
yeah.
for video and I'm just like, I have nothing.
No, that's the thing. I feel like I never really know before how the day is gonna turn out.
Getting that inspiration on command is like
Yeah.
really tough for me. It just happens
really
on the
is.
most random times.
Yeah.
And that's when you're like, I need to drop everything. I just need to like go right now and make a video.
Yeah.
But when someone's like, okay, we have a deadline at this time, I'm like,
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know, man.
For the Heart 17 project, did you get the inequality like goal or?
No, I actually got to like choose from all the different ones. So that was really tricky as well because there's all of them are so important.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the like UN goals that we got to write about. But I think I chose that one because it felt like easier to relate to than a lot of the other ones. I think for me, like personally.
How did you get involved in that project?
They've partnered with like Epidemic and they wanted like creators and musicians and like singers to write songs for the goals to like bring awareness to them. So then I got asked to make a song.
Yeah.
Which was, it was a really interesting also way to write because usually I get to be very kind of free in what I write about. So
Yeah.
that was also very like inspiring, but also a bit of a challenge to like know that it needed to have a certain theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was also like fun to get to work in a new way, I guess.
Yay! Food. Minus strong.
Thank you. Mine is strong.
I can't take spice.
It really was such a bad plan, 'cause I really think you wanted me to stay.
Oh wait, okay. And then there's one in my boobs as well. Wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna let
One thing that really inspires me is going on trips and then meeting other creators and creatives, and it's not necessarily talking about the creative process. I just feel like when you hang around with other creatives, you just get that creative energy flowing, and it's just, to me, that really helps me get through another week of content creation by myself, just hanging out with creatives all the time.
Definitely. I just actually went on a trip with another Epidemic artist, or two other Epidemic artists actually, Oi and Smart Face, and we wrote some music in the north of Sweden, and it was so interesting to like see how they work and see their like process. It really inspired me and my process because they're producers and I do more like songwriting, so it was really fun to see it from their angle and like what they do. It was, so I totally get what you're saying about
Yeah, and everyone just has like a different creative process and like a different way of thinking and approaching things, so you can learn so much from each other.
100%.
I feel like even though like you're in music and I'm in video, I feel like I've already learned a lot of things. Just like the way of thinking, it's it's really inspiring. They've been saying, you look great, it's a vibe. If this is a vibe, bunch of liars is what I call them. Look at this. Why would you do this to me?
No, I think it is a vibe. This is not a vibe though.
This is a vibe. Look at my hair. This is a vibe?
It is a vibe.
I'm so incredible, yeah, lovable, 'cause it's not in the performance, no, feel no need to explain, I'll say it all again, now you don't have to show them anything, anything, anything.
You're working so hard with that mic, with that camera. You're just like... I love it. I love it. It's like 10 out of 10. I mean, you're making up for yesterday when you completely ruined our shot.